Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a little while since I have recorded or uploaded anything. So I thought I would get back into it with what you need to begin your nail career. So just going to cover all the basics I think that you need in your kit if you are starting your nail career from scratch. This is for gels and builder gels. There's loads of other aspects in the nail world like polygel, acrylic, tips, dip nails, so many, but this is simply for building a kit for builder gel and gel manicures. First things first, I would recommend you do a nail course, but let's start from basic. Hand files. So I'd recommend that you get a 180 grit hand file. This would be for filing down your free edge of the nail, so you're shaping the nails. Files come in a variety of shapes, thicknesses. Sorry, that's a used one. I have just used this one on myself. So many different shapes and sizes basically. I personally like a nice thin one when I'm doing the shaping of the nail, and I think it's a lot easier when you first start. It's much easier not to get the client's skin or touch the skin or anything like that. So I'd recommend a nice thin 180 file. I personally like a tapered file like this as well. This is a 180/100 grit file. I just like this for when I am buffing over all of the nails, if I am shaping them at all after an infill or anything like that. So yeah, I like this. I feel like it gets into the nooks and crannies, and it's a bit thicker, but it's still quite soft, which is nice. I think it's teardrop shape, this one. Put it in what I would recommend like a 100/180, because then you can also use this to etch the nail plate as well when it's a 180, which is perfect for your hemo-free gels. I would recommend a slightly thicker one, which is spongier, it's a bit bendier, just if you need to buff the surface at all, or if you want to buff over the natural nail. So a 240 would be good for this. Just to note that with regards to grits of file, the higher the grit number, the lower the coarse. So a high number like 240 is a much softer file than something like an 80, which is a lot harder. You only really need 2 or 3 files, I'd say, when you're first building up your kit. Then if you are, sorry, I keep moving this because I keep kicking it, sorry. If you are hand prepping the cuticles, to be honest, when you first start, all you really need is a good cuticle push. I personally like this one. This is a tool from Personality, really like them. So you just need a nice sharp cuticle tool, and then you need some nippers as well to nip away at the dead cuticle. And that's it. That's genuinely, when you're first starting, this is all you need. It's so easy to get carried away with other tools, but when you're first starting and you want to keep costs down, it's all you need. Onto some of our basics. You need lint-free wipes. You do not want wipes that have any form of fluff in them, because honestly, that will do your head in. Fluff is the bane of your life as a nail tech. So lint-free wipes, I quite like these ones. They look as though they're on a toilet roll, but you just pull them off. Or Honer do some really wonderful lint-free wipes as well. Most nail companies have lint-free wipes as well that you can buy. But yes, you definitely need them. And then you need your cleanser and your remover. So you can just use acetone for this. If you are trying to keep costs down as much as possible, you can literally just buy acetone, or you can buy your nail brand's IPA cleanser and their remover. So yeah, that's up to you. Gloves, you definitely want some nitrile gloves. You do not want ones with latex, because there's a lot of people who have allergies to latex. So yeah, you want some nice nitrile gloves. Personally, I just get them from Amazon. Regarding to application, I do recommend getting a liner brush. So a thin, not that one, A fine liner. I personally like a 7mm fine liner brush. This is just so helpful when you are first doing builder gel to help even it out, or to help get your colour application really neat and right up to the cuticle wall. Yeah, I do think that if you can add this into your essentials kit, I really would. Product wise, if we're just looking at a normal gel manicure, we want a base coat and a top coat. I would recommend something like a rubber base coat if your brand do it, because that is great for adhesion and for all nail clients. So just your base coat and your top coat. I wouldn't bother with like a matte top coat or a top coat with glitter in or anything like that when you're first starting. You just need your basics. And then colour wise, it is so easy to get carried away with colours. You go on website and you're like, oh yeah, I like that, I want this, I want that, and then suddenly you realise you've got 25 colours and it's costing you an absolute fortune. So really try your best not to get carried away with your colours. Just look at the season you're coming into, or when you will be qualified from, because that's what your clients will want. So for example, if you are beginning your nail services when it's about to be winter and Christmas, you want all of the sparkles, the reds, the glitters, the greens. But if you are starting in January or going into spring, then you want more of like the nudes, the pastels, the more muted colours. Summer, you want your brights, your bright pinks, your oranges, your corals, all like the summery colours. Or if you're starting when it's going into autumn, you want more of the deeper, darker tone colours, the plums, the deep reds, the burgundies. So yeah, just to note that you really don't need all the colours. You just need a select few. And then when you've got your clients in, you can ask them, oh, what sort of colour would you like to see that I don't have? And then you can kind of tailor your colour selection, your client's taste. And then you know that they're not just going to be sat on a shelf for years not being used. They are ones that actually your clients do want on their nails, which really helps with wasting money. No one wants to do that. Also, sorry, I would get a white detail art paint. Most brands will have this. It just means that for your French manicures, they are divine. And it means that you just need one coat of this colour to do your French tip, which is honestly a game changer. When I first started, these weren't a thing, and you had to do 2 layers of your white gel colour to get a crisp, opaque French tip, and that's not fun. So if you get yourself a nice art paint, then the consistency is a little bit thicker, not see-through, and it just means that it's honestly, it makes your French much easier, so I would definitely get one of these. On to builder gels. I would pick just 2 colours of your builder gel, and I would get something that's a really neutral, pinky colour that will be perfect for a French base, and that can sit under all of your colours. Honestly, if you end up buying like 6 builder gel colours, I am positive that your clients will probably lean towards 2 anyway. And then again, you can ask them, oh, is there a builder colour that you would really like to have on its own that I don't have? And yeah, you can ask your clients. Also, just remember, when you use a builder gel that's a bright colour, or it's got a sparkle in or something like that, when they come to their next appointment and you're infilling, you need to use that same colour, or you need to take it off and do it again. Otherwise, they're going to have a really mix match of colours as their base. So I would err on the side of getting a nice colour that all of your clients will like, and then you can put any gel colour over the top to make it a coloured builder gel manicure. You might want to invest in a primer, but this depends on what brand gel that you're going for. Some have a primer built into their base coats. And then importantly, you need a gel lamp, something that's going to cure your gels. I honestly would recommend the lamp that suits your gel brand, the one that they recommend or they sell. This is because if you don't do this, you really won't know if your gels are fully cured or not. And that's so important. You do not want to have wet gel sat on the nail plate, because that will lead to an allergy. And remember that gel can look cured when it's only 3/4 cured. It looks lovely and firm, looks really good, but actually it's not. It's very, very misleading. So you really want to make sure that you have got the right lamp to ensure a full cure. And also just to note that when you have insurance, you won't be covered if you don't use the right equipment. So if you have a client that, I don't know, decides to sue you because something went wrong and you can't prove you've used all of the right equipment, then you are liable. So it's just the safest thing to do is to use a lamp that matches your gel brand. And then if you can, I would recommend a dust extractor. But that's not an essential piece. You can perform all of your gel manicures without a dust extractor, but I would recommend it because the amount of dust that is produced just from buffing over a nail, it is crazy. So I really would recommend, if you can, to grab a dust extractor. So many different price levels of dust extractors. There's ones on Amazon for like £10 to branded ones which are about 100 and something pounds. The more expensive they are, they do tend to be quieter and stronger. But yeah, if you're just starting, then you might want to have a cheaper one, but that's absolutely fine. I used to have a Melody Susie one and it did the job. Bit loud, but did the job. It's fine. So that's mainly all you need. So you just need these cleansers, removers, second, bit of gels, base, top coat, and a selection of colours, your lamp, and you're ready to go. I think sometimes it might look a bit more daunting because there's so many tools you can choose from. Because, I mean, my kit of stuff is big, but I've been doing this for, 11 years now, so I've built it all up over time. I do think once you have your basic kit and you're ready to expand it a little more, then you might want to get some more brushes, because sometimes the applicators that come in the bottles for gel colours, sometimes they're a little bit dodgy, and so it does really help to have a brush for gel application. I personally really like a square one, but you can get all sorts of shapes and sizes. I've got a couple from Nail Luxe and from Hona as well. You might want to get I personally really like a curved French brush. I feel like this has made my life quite a bit easier when doing French. A loop cuticle tool and an etching tool. This is a 2-in-1. This one's from Hona. So this tool here is so good for stubborn cuticle. It just pulls it off really nicely, and you can also use the round bit to push the cuticle back as well. It's an etching tool. It does really help when you're doing HEMA-free prep. So instead of using a bigger file like this to etch the nail plate where it is quite easy to catch the skin, a tool like this, and it comes with pads, these pads, and you just pop one on the end like so, and then you can use that just to go all the way around the nail plate to etch it before popping on HEMA-free gels. That does really help. This would probably be my next tool that I purchased in my kit. Then you've got things like clippers as well, which obviously could speed you up if you're reducing the length of natural nails. Wood and orange sticks to help clear up if you do a little bit of a wonky line. You can also buy a metal one of those as well. Quite often some etching tools like this one, pointer at the bottom, etching tool at the end, pointer at the bottom. When you are building up your kit, just have a little look to see if there are any 2-in-1 tools, because that will help save you some money as well, which we love. Cuticle oils, you want to finish your service with the cuticle oil, and then it's quite helpful to have a couple spare ones that you can sell and retail to your clients, because we want to make the extra money. Perhaps a brush for wiping away dust, and I would probably get some hand sanitizer as well. Sanitizer is great for your tools too. It is very easy to get sucked into getting all of these extras when building up your kit, but just remember you really do only need the basics to get started as a nail tech, and as long as your tools are all clean, then no one is going to bat an eyelid that you've only got a cuticle push and a cuticle nipper. You don't need to get a paddle, loop tool, putters, a different cuticle push. You honestly don't need to, not to get started. If you've got any questions at all, please let me know. I'm happy to give recommendations for anything that I use. But I think the main thing is just to not get carried away, just to buy the minimum that you need initially, and then you can just keep adding to it, because it does get so expensive. And it's so easy to get carried away, especially with colours, because I mean, I personally feel like when I'm buying bits for my business, I feel like I'm buying them for myself as well. They're like a little treat to me, which I know that sounds silly, but I don't know, I love it. I love being able to offer it to my clients. I love being able to choose it, as a potential for my own nails. So yeah, it's very easy to get carried away. Also, remember with colours, you can mix them or you can layer them as well. If you've got a pillar box red and a black, you can do a layer of your black and then do a layer of your pillar box red, and you'll get a nice deep red. It's a nice way to try and save money initially. I think that's all the basics that you need for a builder gel and standard gel manicure if you're doing manual prep. Let me know if you've got any questions at all. I'm going to try and be a bit more present on YouTube. Let me know what videos that you'd like. I can do a little update on salon life as well, because so much has changed since I've last posted. Hope that helps, and please like and subscribe.